Hey, good morning, everybody. This is David Pendleton. Thank you for clicking on the video. We're going to be talking about the Palm Tree Open Tournament, brand new tournament, and we're going to be covering the rookie level this time of the qualifying round. So, what you'll find in this video is enough drops to put you at a minus 14. That's okay. Definitely going to get you through onto the second round. But I got to tell you, lots of shots left right at the hole. A couple offsets are going to be required in this tournament, and they're going to be a little bit tricky for sure. So I'm going to break it down for you, get into a lot of detail, but then, also I'm going to show you a couple different ways to play a few of these holes, depending on, if you got some higher level clubs, if you want to try to smash the ball up some of these fairways, it's going to be definitely possible. So, we're going to go ahead and go right into hole number one. And hole number one, it definitely leaves us for a good eagle opportunity. Now, I don't pick it up here, but we're definitely close. I'm going to go with a Titan ball, and you're going to see here max top spin combined with 2 bars of side spin to the left. And this is what I'm looking for on this shot, okay? I want you to notice that I'm setting up with my ball guideline. The yellow ring there is up on the fringe line with my entire bounce of my ball guideline. So you see where my bounce is over the sand. You got to make sure that your second bounce is on that fairway very nicely. That's our landing spot. From here, we adjust our elevation. 10% at mid. And you see here, I use half a ball of curl to the right. Now, that's going to put us in thorn range, but barely. You could try to get yourself some more distance on this drive to make sure that you get in thorn range, because depending on your club level, you might be taking this shot here with your long iron, okay? But we'd rather take it off with our short iron for sure. We're going to be using 2 bars of backspin, and here is what we're trying to do. We're going to try to offset this shot here to the left-hand side because it seems like this ball kicks to the right. So you can see here with my 2 bars of backspin applied, I'm aiming just outside the left-hand side of the cup. See that? It might be pointing barely at inside the cup, but it's pretty close to pointing the left-hand side of the cup outside. We do get ourselves a perfect shot, but you're going to see here, we start off the tournament by just skimming the right edge of the cup. So you see what we're trying to do. We're very close, but, you might need to offset that one just a little bit more to get that ball to drop in the hole for hole number one. All right. Now here we go off to hole number two. Hole number two, we're going to play with a Kingmaker. I believe it's the only Kingmaker we use in the qualifying round, and we're only doing that because this is a long par 5, and you're going to get, this back-to-back headwind. What we would like you to do here is one of two things. You can play this hole with a sniper, okay? If you got, a big sniper, you're going to be able to make it. But if you're not, if you're playing with, truer rookie clubs, then you're going to really need to bring your big dog for shot number 2. And that's simply because of the headwind push that we're getting. Even with a power 3 ball, even with a perfect drive and getting good distance, we're going to be playing this one 10% at max. But you can see here with the sniper, we are not in range that we would like to be, okay? And I guess what I'm saying by that is, even here, I'm at max distance of my club already because the sniper's not a powerful wood club. We definitely need a more powerful club. But the thing that we like about the sniper is we get the ball guideline, so it helps, the accuracy of the shot as well. So it's a give and take. You know your clubs, and you just pick what's best for you. But here, we hit a great ball. I'm not looking for an albatross on this hole in this wind. I'm just trying to get this thing to the green and putt in for the eagle. Okay, now we're going to talk about hole number 3. So if you're somebody who takes notes and who gets really detailed about tournaments, you're going to need to know a couple things on this hole. One, I'm going for a rough bump. And yes, that rough bump is going to be dangerous because if you misadjust, you will end up in the sand. But if you adjust correctly, you're going to get yourself a really nice opportunity for a hole-in-one here. The thing that you need to know is the higher the wind, okay, so this 4.1 mile per hour wind, this is a little bit higher on the scale for rookie wind levels. So the higher the wind, the more offset that you're going to need. And let me show you here exactly what I mean. This is going to be perfect though. This side spin here, this 3 bars of left side spin combined with a little bit of top spin, that's what we're looking for. Now the second thing that we're looking for is going to be this. Notice where my rings are at. Notice that green inner ring is up on the rough line. We do need to play it that close to the rough because again, if you misadjust on this one or you don't have the correct landing spot, you're going to get stuck in the sand. Now, of course, if you don't want to play this shot, I understand. You can simply do the bounce over and just take this for a birdie. But it's qualifying. Day one, you know, you might as well get used to these types of shots because you'll have to hit them to win tournaments, especially later on in the game. But notice here how far behind the pin I am. So like I said, the higher the wind, the bigger offset. Perfect ball. And you see we get this one super, super close. If the wind was lower, we just wouldn't play behind the hole as much as we did. That's what I mean by the offset. Hole number 4 is going to be really simple. This is a must eagle if we're going to compete in the tournament. Here I'm going with max backspin combined with as much side spin to the right as possible, which is 3 bars with the katana. Notice here, same thing. I've got my green ring on the rough line. I've got my ball guideline fully developed with the bounces onto the fairway and then the last bounce onto the green. Here we make our pull. I pull at 10% at max. You can see here a little bit of curl to the right, not a whole lot. We get ourselves a perfect ball. And we hit the pin and we fall down for a very nice eagle on hole number 4. That's pretty simple. Takes on to here the hole number 5. Now hole number 5, we're going to do the exact same thing. Again, the higher the wind, the more the offset that you're going to need. So then we'll go ahead and just break this one down as well, because this one does give us another good chance for a hole-in-one opportunity. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy, because it's definitely not, but I do think, you know, with the correct landing spot, we can get this to drop, and I do drop one. But here's what I'm going to show you. 30% at max, and the spin is going to be good. 1 bar a side spin to the left, which is max with the navigator, combined with about 0.7 bars of top spin. Here with the backbone 10, you're going to see me play at the +1 yard mark. I want you to just take note of my white ring here is almost up against the sand line. 3.5 mile per hour wind. You'll have to kind of just frame this one up and see where I'm aiming. The end of my ball guideline is almost in the corner of that light green square. So the very end of the ball guide, corner of the light green square. Now here again, we make that adjustment. And we get a perfect ball. And then what you'll see here, this ball comes in very nicely. The speed is really nice. And we get this thing to drop onto the right-hand side for that hole-in-one. Okay? Now, look at this wind. Remember, this one was 3.5, right? Yep. This one's only 2.2. So the wind is completely died down on this one. Remember how I was playing at the +1 with my white ring on the sand line? Well, look how far I'm going to end up moving this over to the right-hand side. We're still playing the same 30% adjustment. So you see here, I'm significantly more on the right-hand side. than what I was on the hole-in-one shot. And even though I'm playing this far over on the right-hand side, you're going to still see me miss this one to the left, and barely. But, you know, this one, you know, we kind of just had to think on the fly, but we're still right at the pin, which is why I say this gives everybody a really good chance for a hole-in-one opportunity. Just keep in mind with that offset. Okay, now this one, we're going to show you two different ways to play. With the Berserker, we can go full top spin with max side spin to the left. Here I went ahead and pulled 10%, and then I took a controlled overpower shot, just easier to hit perfect, with quite a bit of curl to the left. We do hit a perfect ball, which means we are going to get the maximum distance on our shot. We're not going to lose any distance, but we just barely got stuck in the rough. So what could we have done differently? We have a lot of fairway to work with. We could have gone more overpower, or we could have pushed back up to max and taken the same type of overpowered shot. Now, the reason that I like playing a Berserker on this hole is because even when you get stuck on the rough, you're going to notice how easy the eagle is. And that's all we're playing this hole for, is for an eagle. An albatross would be nice, but it is more difficult to get, especially if you have to play the second way that I'm getting ready to show you. But regardless, even though we're in the rough, we have a mile of fairway and green to work with, and we get this thing onto the green, no problem. Now, this is going to be the way that most of you are going to have to play it, with a quarterback and a big dog. So quarterback, big dog combo is the way that the majority of folks will need to play it in this format here. Orange ring at the rough line. I want you to notice that my ball guideline is going through the sand bunker, kind of the middle of the sand bunker. That's okay. That's where we want to line up. Here we have to push our rings instead of pull because the trees get in our way. And then we take a very heavy curl shot onto the left-hand side. That's going to make sure that, of course, we don't go into the sand and that we play this side of the fairway. And this one comes up really nice. We still have some more fairway to work with. We could use a little bit more top spin if we wanted to. But all in all, that's a good shot. This is why we need to use our big dog here. We need the distance. And the one bit of advice I can give you on this hole is, you see this tree line here? Don't play up on this tree line. Move this target over to the left-hand side. Now, of course, don't hit a great left, but playing over here on the left-hand side keeps you out of those trees. I hit a great right, and still, even with that, you know, the trees didn't get in my way, which was nice. And then we land this one safely onto the green for another eagle. So there's a couple different ways to play that hole. You know, you decide what's best for you. Obviously, I like shot number one the best because even if you mess it up, you know, we're still okay. All right. This one we get really close to getting a hole-in-one on. 25% at max, 3.5 back, half left. And here, again, I'm using another offset. You're going to notice that my ball guideline there is almost aiming in the corner of the dark green row. So I'm aiming below the pin, barely, one green square, to the left of the pin, almost in the corner of that dark green row there. We're going to pull this one. I want you to pull this one 25% at max. So, I mean, you see kind of what I was talking about at the beginning of the video of how, you know, we have enough drops here to get you to a -14. But realistically, I mean, we are all over the pin on a lot of these holes. So I'm very confident that lots of you will be able to beat that minus 14 score. Here, we're going to go into another hole in which I'm going to show you 2 ways to play. You know, this hole did not go well for me, but that's okay, because again, here, even if we mess up the drives like I did, we still have a chance to get our eagles. And I was a little surprised that these drives didn't go the way that I planned for them to go. You'll see here we're going with the Berserker. Quite a bit of OP. It's not full OP. And quite a bit of curl to the left. Of course, that's not full curl to the left either. Now, with a perfect ball, we still come in here, and this thing just rolls on us to the right-hand side. So that kind of stinks. That's kind of unlucky. So we need a little bit more left curl. But you see here, we're still able to easily pick up the eagle or the birdie opportunity, no problem. Whatever this is, I can't remember. This is par 5 or par 4. Hit a perfect ball regardless. Whatever it is, we're picking up the shot and we're good to go. Now, that's going to take us on to another way to play it. And you can play it from the left-hand side too. I just prefer to play from the right-hand side on this hole in this wind angle. Because normally when you play from the right-hand side here, if you get the right distance on the club, you can be playing this shot with your long iron. And for you that have a good grizzly, you'll be at a big advantage. If you play from the left-hand side, it's typically a sniper shot. And there's going to be lots of different ways that you can play this hole, but I have 2 accounts, so I'm showing you 2 ways. And then I can't believe this thing rolled into the rough as well. That's pretty nasty, but you're going to see here that even with a Titan ball, only a power 3, even with just a flicker of headwind, I still have a nice developed ball guideline. I'm still able to use this little fairway to get myself to the green. Even with a great ball to the left, we still get ourselves there, saving our hole, okay? I think that was a par 4, now that I think about it. And now we go to hole number 9. This is the last hole. Here we're going to go with 1 bar of side spin to the right, combined with 2 bars of top spin. I'm sorry, with 3 bars of top spin. 3 top, 1 right. Yellow ring on the rough line. I mean, the fast forward through the pool there. I know some people like to watch the pools. Okay. Perfect ball. And we get ourselves nicely onto the fairway with some more fairway to the left. So we could even use a little bit more top spin if we want to. We just want to be careful. We don't want to catch it where it runs and then roll off into the rough. Here, again, pretty close to an albatross. So we're going to go with the backspin as you see here, about 3.5 back, half a bar to the right. I think what I should have done here is not play with any right side spin, period. And the reason that I say so is because from where we're shooting here, our landing position is pretty far away from the pin, and we give that right side spin too much time to do work. And by do work, I mean just too much time to spin to the right on us, because ultimately we get close, but that right side spin costs us. Perfect ball, of course. You got to have that in order to gauge your shot. But there we go again. We just skim the right side of the cup. So, hey, that's our qualifying round. I hope you do better than I did. Still minus 14. Nothing wrong with that. As you noticed here on hole number 9, I played it on practice. I didn't play the real deal yet because I might go ahead and go to both of my accounts and just forfeit out to take advantage of the $1.99 ball pack tomorrow, as both my accounts are getting pretty low on katanas. So, hey, that's it. Let me know how you do in the comments, and best of luck, everybody. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up.